Shri Shri Rasviharini Juki Jai. Vraj ki Sodi Seva Trust reads Shri Hari Raji Ke Bari Shiksha Patra. It's day 92 of our readings, letter 36 and verse 14. You should make your best efforts to rid yourself of any obstacle on your devotional path. If your spouse and offspring are opposed to your path, then you should leave them. Sri Acharyaji has written in his Nibandha, if your family are neutral in regards to your service to the Lord, then serve them by yourself, but if they oppose it, leave that home. Tika 14. In this way, Vaishnava devotees should strive to surrender to Sri Hari, whereby all obstacles are removed. Be mindful of renouncing such obstacles. If any family member, be it spouse, son, father or mother, is openly opposed to your service to the Lord, then you must leave them. If this is not possible, then make your service by yourself and give them the remaining offered foodstuffs and cloth and nourish them thereby. However, if any of them are actively restricting you, then give them up. For the Lord is related to your soul birth after birth, whilst your relationship with these others lasts only as long as does this body and ends with its death. Do not compromise your soul's relationship to the Lord for the sake of worldly relations. Verse 15. Sri Hari protects the devotees, all of his devotees, especially the weak ones. He cares for them and will continue to do so. Tika. Sri Hari, remover of all sorrows, is the eternal protector of the embodied souls who are in a state of weakness. He always has been and will continue to be so. He does not forget his devotees in the past, present, nor future. In his treatise Sannyasa Nirane, or Conclusions on Renunciation, Sri Acharyaji has stated, a mother breastfeeds her child with great affection. No mother would neglect this action. A mother protects her child at every moment. In the same way, it would be unthinkable that the Lord would not protect his devotees. Know that he is always concerned for his devotees' welfare. Verse 16. What do we need to worry about when the Lord whom we serve reigns like a concerned father? Through his grace-filled nature, the Lord never neglects those who take full and certain shelter in him. What does a devotee on the path of grace ever have to worry about? Especially when Sri Acharyaji and Sri Krishna, both of whom constitute the absolute wealth, reign above their heads and are the recipients of their service. When a concerned father is present, what does a child have to worry about? That is just a mundane example, but Sri Krishna is the Lord of all lords and totally powerful, and he is the object of the service within the path of grace, always showering his devotees with the grace-filled essence of love. Therefore, such devotees should never worry for themselves, but simply concrete their surrender and refuge in the beloved Lord. Verses 17 and 18. Those who have perfect surrender to Sri Mahaprabhuji have absolutely no cause to worry at all. Therefore, surrender to his lotus feet. Then such devotees need only to concern themselves with their service to the Lord and the continuance of their perfected surrender. A devotee who has taken shelter at Sri Acharyaji's feet and received the prayer of self-dedication has no business with anxiety. Sri Gosai has written in his Navavi Gyapti treatise, Sri Acharyaji has taught us this prayer of self-dedication, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, and so we need have no concern for the divine reward in this world or the next. From this and other statements, it is clear that a devotee on this path of grace has no need for anxiety. Some might interpret this to mean that if one should not be concerned with anything, then this could mean not to bother with their appropriate devotional practices. Their mind is already fickle and the teaching is to not worry about anything, so perhaps they would then not bother with their righteous path. Then what? Where such a doubt arises, the principle is that they definitely should be concerned about the quality of their service to the Lord whilst paying no heed to any worldly or religious reward or even their own upliftment. The matchless fruit of the path of grace cannot be attained without service to the Lord, so one should simply be focused with every concern on the mode and quality of such service. One should always be engaged in researching ways to improve one's surrender to Sri Krishna, thinking, I had forgotten my Lord for so many births, and now I have renewed my relationship with him through the grace of Sri Acharyaji. I have re-established my low status as his servant, so now what are my duties? I offer everything to the Lord. Nothing is mine, everything is his. This surrender is my dedication. Verse 19. Sri Acharyaji has written in his Navaratna, the 9 Jewels treatise, Sri Krishna will not grant you ease of mind in your worldly and scriptural involvements. Always remember this statement. So devotees who live for the sake of serving the Lord must immediately rid their hearts of all anxiety. Tika 19. Sri Hariraji now explains that Sri Vallabhacharyaji has taught us in his Navaratna, the Nine Jewels treatise, Sri Krishna does not allow his devotees to become enmeshed in worldly or religious matters. If they should ignorantly get involved, then the Lord grants them no success there, and then they give up that concern and turn their minds to praising the Lord with the realization that my Lord knew this would not be an appropriate avenue for me, so he has not granted me success. Thus they do not worry or have anxiety about what will happen next. Instead, they praise his action and simply focus on his glories, recognizing that the Lord is always working in their favour. Sri Acharya's disciple, Sant Das, is an example of this. He used to be a wealthy man, but then lost everything and survived on a total wealth of 20 rupees by only ever spending 2.5 paisa. One day Narayan Das offered him a gift of 100 gold coins, but Sant Das refused them, saying that he would rather live according to the Lord's wish. In this way, a devotee should see everything as the Lord's grace. Thus concludes letter 36. Aaj ke Anand ki jai ho. Sab Vaishnavan ko sa Anand, sa Prem, sa Denya, un Sadar. Jai Shri Krishna. Shri Shri Ras Viharni Ju ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe.